In today's Sharp Saturday video, I'll go ahead and tell you, probably going to sound a little fanboy because we're going to take a look at a knife from one of my favorite knife makers ever with one of my favorite knife features ever on it. I'm talking about the Spyderco Endura 4 lightweight with the Emerson Wave opener. Oh yeah, that's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video where it's Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. And as I said today, that something sharp is this Spyderco Endura 4 lightweight with the Wave opener, the Emerson Wave opener. They licensed this from Emerson, so I think that's the best of both worlds. We're going to take a closer look at this thing, get to doing some of that knife stuff and some scientific testing in just a minute. But first, today's words of wisdom from the Bible. Today's wisdom is from Proverbs 10, verse 8 in the NLT, and I just kind of like this one. The wise are glad to be instructed, but babbling fools fall flat on their faces. Also, a big thank you to my friends at Hog Holsters for sponsoring today's video. Hog Holsters are the most comfortable, most concealable holster I have ever tested. When I found Hog Holsters maybe almost 10 years ago now, I didn't look back. I've not looked for another holster since. I'm carrying a Hog Holster today. And a couple things I really like about Hog Holsters are, first of all, they're 100% made in the USA, even down to the very screws in the clips. And the Ulti clips that are on most of their inside the waistband holsters are also 100% made in the USA. Hog Holsters are made by a Marine Corps veteran, and every single Hog Holsters is specifically designed, lovingly handcrafted for your specific pistol model. There's no one size fits all at Hog Holsters. Hog Holsters stands for helping Americans wear guns, and if you go on their website and you need a coupon code, you use Survival on Purpose, all one word. Check it out. So thanks again to Hog Holsters for sponsoring today's video. Now, let me get you down to the old stump top and let's get to doing some of that knife stuff and that science stuff. You want to? Okay, here it is. Ooh, man, yeah, ain't she pretty? So this is the Spyderco Endura 4 lightweight with the Emerson opener here, the Wave opener. And I'll show you how that works in just a minute. But let's talk about the specs of this thing first. So it has an overall open length of 8.73 inches. For those of you still stuck in that old metric system, that is 222 millimeters, with a blade length of 3.83 inches or 97 millimeters, and a closed length of 4.98 inches or 126 millimeters, and it weighs 3.6 ounces or 103 grams. The steel on this one is VG10 with a saber grind on it, and it is 0.118 inches thick at the spine or 3 millimeters. The handle material is fiberglass reinforced nylon over skeletonized stainless steel liners with Spyderco's proprietary bidirectional texturing on it. It's a lock-back knife, extremely strong lock. And another thing that's cool about it is it has a 4-position carry clip, so you can carry this thing tip up, tip down, left or right. It doesn't matter. It's completely ambidextrous. Has the Spyderco hole opener, so that's ambidextrous, and the Emerson Wave opener as well. A little bit of jimping back here on the handle just to give your thumb some grip. A little jimping up on that ramp to the Wave opener. And man, this thing looks like it has an excellent edge on it. This one is made in Japan, and the MSRP on this one is 152 bucks. This is a premium, one of the premium knives, and it's about 110 bucks on Amazon. So that being said, I think we should get doing some science, don't you? And one of the things I like to test every knife for is to test the out-of-the-box factory edge sharpness using the pretty much internationally standard sharpness test, the Redneck Sharp test. So we're going to do that. And I'll just quickly mention, yes, I do know how to sharpen a knife, but I think it's important to test the edge when it comes out of the box. And for all these people that tell me, yep, you know, any idiot knows that you have to sharpen every single knife when you take it out of the box. Well, let's just see if that's true about this one. Wait a minute. Oh, my gosh. Did that just shave every single speck of hair off my arm? Let's try the other side, make sure that's not just a fluke. Oh my gosh. I guess nobody told Spyderco that you're supposed to have to sharpen every single knife. So we're going to give this one the coveted yak shaving sharp rating here at Survival on Purpose. Now, we're not going to beat with this thing because it is not a bushcraft knife. We're not going to baton wood or anything like that. However, I do think knives are knives, right? This is a pretty good sized knife, and it has a 3 1/4 inch blade on it and a nice good sized handle. I wear medium sized gloves. You can see how this fits in my hand. So nice usable handle. if you needed to make a fire, would this thing be able to help you? So let's just see. We're going to take a piece of wood here I got. We're not going to baton because I've already got this one split out. We'll see how well this thing carves some of them there feathers, them curls, or whatever you want to call them. You want to? Let's just get us a nice little straight edge to work with. Let's just try it. Oh my goodness. It's cutting this thing like butter. Now, saber grinds are really good grinds. I just finished reviewing a knife with a different grind on it, so I got to get myself kind of used to it. But let's try down here. Let's see what happens when we get a little bit more of an edge to start with. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something I probably shouldn't do. And I'm going to try to get an edge on a corner off this thing. And we're just going to baton it. But I don't believe that's too stressful there. I'm using my hand, okay? But saber grinds are really good for stuff like that because they have, you know, it widens up kind of like a wedge there, a shallow wedge. So now we've got a little different thing to work with. Let's see if we can do a little better job with the curls. Now, a lot of people like to see that thing stuck on the wood like that, and to do that you have to really do slow. I do anyway. But the problem with that is, if you're trying to make a video, nobody wants to see me carving curls for 30 minutes, just so I can show off and have a big pile of pretty sticks. So we're just going to fast forward through some of this and see how well she works. Okay, we're going to call that enough for a test because you don't want to be here all night. So the next thing I like to test is how well any kind of a knife for fire prep is going to scrape. And it feels like the back of this thing is pretty sharp. But what's cool about a folding knife like this is you don't have to worry about the blade being in your way. Let me get a piece of this here fat wood. You knew we were going to show some fat wood, right? We gotta give the fat wood some love because I love some fat wood. So let's see how well this thing scrapes. And again, I love me some fat wood. This is the same piece of fat wood I harvested on camera about, I don't know, at least 10 years ago. Let's just see. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Would you just look at that? Alrighty, well, mission accomplished on that one, we'll say. But what about starting the fire? Well, I got my second favorite ferro rod here, the Exostack Fire Rod XL. I keep saying this every time in case this is your first time watching. My favorite ferro rod has a little butane canister attached to it and usually says Bic on it, but let's just see how well this one does. I'm trying to not use the fat wood, and I was able to do that. And now when the fat wood catches, it's going to be even better. Wow. I said I was going to show you how this Emerson wave feature works, if you're not familiar with that. Okay, not rocket science. This wave feature is designed to be used just like that, like you would normally carry a knife. And when you take it out of your pocket, if you pull it slightly back, that wave will catch on the blade. See it open the blade up? And it'll open it up. So let me just show you that. It's, in my opinion, if you need to open this thing quickly, that's the fastest, faster than automatic, faster than anything. You just reach in and it's open.
When Alexander Graham Bell first invented the telephone, he had 3 missed calls from Chuck Norris.
Alrighty, well, I know some people are going to be asking me about the balance testing, but it's a folder. We don't do that. But that was hopefully a reasonably concise, quick look at the Spyderco Endura 4 lightweight with the Emerson opener, the wave opener, licensed from Emerson Knives. And this is absolutely, it's par for the course. I told you I was a Spyderco fanboy. This knife does not change that. This is a really, really cool knife. I like the fact that it's big enough to do some work. It's a full-size knife. Got a nice full-size, almost 4-inch blade on it. Back lock, which is strong, fully ambidextrous, 4-way pocket clip, and Spyderco opener. And I especially like the fact that it has a yak shaving sharp edge right out of the factory. You can scrape with the spine of this thing, and it's got my absolutely favorite opening system on it, the Emerson wave opener. So Whew, man, like, what's not to like here? So anyway, thanks to Spyderco for sending me this so I could test it and show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.